Hey everybody, it's another Andy's free guitar chart videos, and I thought it'd be a good idea to do a little reviewing, kind of diversifying the topic a little bit so that we're kind of gravitating away from the dot scales, which are good, but I think we're going to revisit them from time to time. So remembering the simplest takeaway from the dot scales, um, and let's just make sure we get one of those dot scale charts up. The the simplest takeaway is I found that one of the easiest ways is to just put your finger on the low string underneath one of the dots. Let's say the A dot, and then consider that A as the third of some key. So you just, if something's the third of something, you just go down 2 whole steps. So it would be the third of F. So you should know that A is the third of F. You just count down that scale, A, G, F. Say all the white notes on the piano, and you can they're all arranged in a scale already for you, so you don't have to worry about going down chromatically. You just go down the white notes on the piano, and you get to okay, so then you basically consider that low string underneath the dot as the third, and you can start your C shape from there. If you start your C shape from there, that should give you a Phrygian scale, and it also should give you a C-shaped root there, like that. So anywhere you start a dot is the same as a dot that's the third of a major scale. It's the same as if you're starting a C-shaped cage there. Alright, so I would say similarly, anywhere, anytime you consider a dot the fifth of a key, so you same dot, let's say we have the A dot here, and we're going to consider that the fifth of something, so that would be the A would be the fifth of D. Okay, and at that point, if you play an A shape there, that's your major home key there. So you can play a Mixolydian scale there. You could play the A shape. Alright, that would be a Mixolydian scale only because it started it from the fifth, but it pretty much becomes, any of the modal scales will become the major scale when you get to the major note. Let's try that one more time. There's the major note. Okay, still sounds like a Mixolydian scale. How did that happen? Because we started it from the fifth. We should be following, let's make sure we're following the right A pattern there. Here's my new chart that I'm working on, and you can tell I'm working on it because these parts that are kind of sparse of color and labels, they're correct, but I'm going to go all the way down the line with them, and this might look a little challenging to you, but once I explain it, it's fairly easy. But for our purposes, when we're looking at the A shape, okay, which is just from that A would be 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the root is obviously in the A position at that point, and when you start that same diatonic scale that should start on that A, then the top part of the scale, let's look at it, because it came out mixolydian when I played it. What happened there? So let's look at that. Root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, what happened is we only took it up to the 6. We didn't take it full root to root. So let's start it root to root. And that's why it sounded mixolydian, because because I started it root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we only did 6 notes there. I thought that was the 7th. So that's what happened. It's a little tricky sometimes. You know, it's all a little tricky sometimes with guitar, but if you keep at it, you find that stuff that stumped you a day before or 2 days before, it was just something an oversight, something you agree with, and so there's no trouble once you realize you made a little mistake. So we start here on the root here, and we'll take it up that pattern. There's your major. So from the A dot, you should know what the dots are. So let's say this is your fret nut here, because my guitar's down. I think I call it down C tunes, but that might not be the technical term. When I'm talking about my guitar being tuned down, it's all the strings are tuned down. So it's still got the exact same tuning in fourths, and then a third, and then a fourth. Same guitar tuning. I'm not changing the tuning of any of the strings, except that, as if you could take this capo and move it up, as if you could imaginarily move it down on your guitar in no string land. So that's what we're looking at. You have the A dot. You start from the A. If you want to consider that A the fifth of, you should know that A is the fifth of. Okay, if you want to know what something's the fifth of, just go up the scale to its fourth. So the fourth of A is D, so A is the fifth of D. It doesn't matter if you count up an A scale, you're going to get to that fourth pretty much every time. So the fourth of the fifth is the fifth of the fourth. All right. We look at that A dot as the fifth, and this is why you won't see any numbers on my colored notes, because the wonderful thing about guitar is once you learn how to do something in one particular position or cage, it's applicable to any cage thereafter, half step intervals, same thing, and then everything shifts. So if this is A and this is C, it shifts. So you wouldn't want to put a number on your guitar unless you want to lock it into one key, which is fairly limiting. It'd be nice if, like with the fretlight guitars, you can program them. You hook them up to your computer, and actually, when they're in a particular key, they'll light up the members of that key. I suppose the scale or the pentatonic or just the tritonics will all of a sudden light up, and so in that way it does um, have versatility